Welcome to Hard Road Theater's stage-at-home radio serials, where we step back in time and bring you stories and tales from the golden age of radio. Tonight, we visit the Wild West with the Lone Ranger, a half-hour visit with the Masked Man and his faithful companion Tonto. Tonight's episode of The Lone Ranger is brought to you by Serendipity Labs. Escape your home office and avoid the build-out expense and headaches of a traditional office for rent. Serendipity Labs, located in bustling Ladue, Missouri, offers a flexible and safe workspace facility for your hybrid work life, including private offices, meeting space, and media rooms. For more information, visit www.serendipitylabs.com. That's www.serendipitylabs.com. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver, the Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. Nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear.
Come on, Silver! Let's go, big fella! Hi-Yo, Silver! Away!
Through the efforts of the Lone Ranger and Tonto, two outlaws named Cash Hanna and Dirk Nasby went to prison. When they were released, the masked man was certain they would resume their careers of crime, so he and Tonto picked up their trail. After following the tracks of the outlaws' horses for several days, the Lone Ranger and Tonto were riding west along the floor of a valley on a trail leading to Bartonville, Kansas. Suddenly, the masked man signaled a halt.
Whoa, easy, Silver. They stopped here, Tonto. Let's dismount and study the tracks.
Plenty hoof mark here.
They're fresh. We're not far behind those crooks.
Kimosabi. 3 horse come here from opposite direction.
You're right, Tonto. And from here, 5 horsemen headed south toward that hill.
Cash and Dirk meet the others.
The town of Bartonville is just beyond that hill.
Me wonder why them go there. Maybe...
Tonto!
What you find on ground, Kimosabi?
A small piece of black cloth. Oh, and here's another.
Me see other pieces. 2, 3.
Tonto, I think these pieces were cut from cloth to make eye holes.
That mean crooks wear masks.
And rode toward Bartonville prepared for a holdup. Come on, Tonto.
We go after them?
Yes. Come on, Silver.
Get 'em up, Scout.
After reaching the top of the hill, the Lone Ranger and Tonto rode down the other side through a stand of timber. Coming out of the woods, they saw the rear of a row of buildings on the Bartonville Main Street some distance away. 5 horses stood at a ground hitch behind the bank.
Those may be the outlaws' horses, Tonto.
At that instant, 5 men came out of the bank's back door and ran to the horses. All of the men wore black cloth over their faces, and one carried a bulging sack.
The outlaws! A bank robbery! Come on, Silver!
Them see us. Them shoot.
Return fire!
Look, Kimosabi. You hit one in arm.
Right, Tonto. We're gaining on them.
Ow!
Tonto! Whoa! Whoa!
Me hit.
Steady, Tonto. I'll hold you in the saddle.
Crooks. Escape.
Yes, we'll deal with them later. Let me look at that wound.
Me not lose consciousness.
I'm sure your wound is only skin deep. Can you ride as far as the woods?
Me ride.
Good. We'll get away from here and then dress your wound. Let's go! Heat up!
Get up.
A short time later, the Lone Ranger found a place beside a stream where Tonto's scalp wound could be given the necessary attention. First, he cleansed the wound, applied a healing salve, and then bandaged it.
There, Tonto. Feel better?
It's all right now. But you use all of bandage.
We'll get more bandages and other medical supplies at the first opportunity. Do you feel able to ride?
Me all right.
Then let's head for town in the nearest doctor's office.
A lamplit sign beside the door said Dr. Doyle, and a white placard on the first floor window bore the words, Doctor In.
Wait here, Tonto.
Dismounting, the Lone Ranger peered through the window and saw that the doctor's office was occupied by an elderly woman and a gray-haired man seated at a desk. He went inside.
Dr. Doyle?
Yes, I'm the doctor. And this is my wife, Mary. She acts as my nurse also.
Nice to meet you, Mrs. Doyle.
Can't say the pleasure's mutual, mister. If you're here for medical help, we need to know why you're wearing that mask. The doctor and I like to know who we're treating.
His mask doesn't worry me, Mary. All I'm interested in is people's ailments. So what ails you, mister?
Nothing ails me, Doctor, but I'd like to buy some bandages, gauze, and antiseptic.
We sell a complete medical kit for $3. If you have the money, you can have the kit.
I'll go get the kit for you, mister. I think we still have one back here, somewhere.
Still don't like the idea of that mask, mister. But if the doctor isn't worried, I won't be either. Seems like more and more folks out here have something to hide.
I have nothing to hide, Mrs. Doyle. If I had more time, I'd explain my mask, but right now I need that medical kit to help my friend.
Guess it's all right then. Folks helping their friends can't be all bad.
As Mrs. Doyle talked, the masked man glanced at the doctor's desk and saw a magnifying glass and a small object which the physician had evidently been examining. It was a silver bullet.
Here you are, mister. You'll find this kit quite complete.
Good. Here's the money. Doctor, isn't that a silver bullet on your desk?
Oh, well, I thought it was silver.
That's right, mister. Sure looked like silver to us.
Did you take it from a man's right arm?
Why do you ask?
Well, I think it came from the arm of a man who took part in a bank robbery in Bartonville today.
What makes you think that?
Yes, mister. What makes you think a thing like that?
I'm sure it's one I fired at the escaping bandits.
You? You fired the silver bullets?
Yes. People call me the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger, of course. That explains the mask, Joel.
Yes, it sure does. Fancy having you here, masked man.
Tonto and I are on the trail of bank robbers, and I think we're getting close. Doctor, will you tell me where to find the man from whom you removed that bullet?
No, I can't. I mean, I shouldn't. It would be unethical.
He's right about that, mister. It would be unethical.
Unethical? Well, very well, Doctor. I'll leave you and Mrs. Doyle with your conscience. But I'll return if you want me to.
You will?
Yes. I'll look for a signal in your window tomorrow night.
A signal? What kind of signal?
Wait, I have it. This placard in the window.
Doctor in?
Yes. If it's upside down in the window, it'll mean that we're here alone and we want to talk to you.
All right, Doctor. If your sign is upside down, I'll be here. Now, good night to you both. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I certainly plan to find out.
After the Lone Ranger left, the doctor and his wife sat down at his desk, and a moment later their adopted son, a pale young man with feverish eyes, came down the stairway and into the office. He carried his right arm in a sling, and in his left arm he held a gun.
David, we thought you'd gone to bed.
Yes, I thought I heard your room door close.
No, I've been listening at the head of the stairs.
What are you doing with that pistol?
With that outlaw here, I thought it might be needed.
If you were listening, then you know he's not an outlaw. He's the Lone Ranger.
So he says he is. But I know better.
Better? What are you talking about, son?
I recognized him. He's the bank robber who shot me.
He is?
Yes. I told you what happened. I was standing outside the Bartonville bank when those crooks ran out shooting. One of their bullets hit my arm, and I'm sure it was fired by the masked man who left here.
David, We'd like to believe you.
You would believe me if I were your own son instead of an adopted one.
Don't say that, David. You know very well that we've been more than fair with you. We've indulged your whims and been patient with your vices.
Vices? You mean gambling. I promised to quit gambling, and I've kept my promise.
I wonder.
Please, Dad, Mom, please don't tell that masked crook about me. His gang would kill us. Besides, you've got to consider your ethics.
Maybe we ought to give him another chance, Joel. I just don't know.
Very well, David. We'll keep your secret. We'll let the law worry about the bank robbery. I hope we're doing the right thing. Now you go to bed and rest your arm.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. Let me ask you something. Are you tired of the dating scene? Fed up with going to the church picnic with your parents? Ready to scream at one more suggestion of a blind date? Well, fret no more, because now Serendipity Singles is here to help. Yes, Serendipity Singles will take all the hassle out of finding the perfect mate. After you subscribe to our service, you will receive a detailed personal preferences questionnaire to fill out and return. Then, every 2 weeks, you will receive a packet containing 10 dating trading cards selected just for you. Yes, just like the baseball cards your annoying younger brother saves, but these cards will feature bachelors and bachelorettes that should satisfy your innermost desires for a lifetime partner. Simply open the packet, put the gum aside for later, and lay out all the cards face up on the table. Then, based on wanton lust alone, swipe the attractive ones to a pile on the right and swipe left for the undesirable faces. Then you can start calling for dates because the back of each card contains all the player's important stats: age, weight, dating experience, income potential, and more. Oh, the left pile? Give them to your snotty younger brother for his bicycle spokes. See? Everyone wins. So, don't delay. Sign up today and you'll soon be waving goodbye to the singles scene. With Serendipity Singles, you'll hit a home run every time. Now, back to our exciting story. Now, to continue. After his talk with his mother and father, David Doyle didn't go to bed as he pretended. Instead, he waited until the doctor turned out the lights, and then he sneaked out to his saddled horse and rode off. In his haste, he didn't notice the Lone Ranger and Tonto, who were watching from the trees.
Yeah.
About an hour later, he was one of 5 men seated at a table in a cabin at the nearby hills. With him sat the ex-convicts Cash Hanna and Dirk Nasby, and the Caines brothers Blackie and Scar, who operated a gambling place in town. Those savage dogs stood guard outside. The faces of the men showed fear as David told them of the Lone Ranger's visit to the doctor's home. When David got through, Cash Hanna said,
"Boys, we'll have to get rid of the Lone Ranger, or he'll get us, right, Dirk?"
"Yeah, that's right, Cash. He and the engine almost caught us in Bartonville. Yeah, the Lone Ranger's got to die. Dave, you should have plugged him when he was in your house."
I couldn't shoot straight with my left hand.
Excuses.
Boys, I've got an idea. I know how we can get the Lone Ranger. Dave, didn't you tell us the dog would upend his window sign if you wanted the Lone Ranger to call tomorrow night?
Yes, but Dad promised me he wouldn't do it.
Listen, can you figure out a way to send the old doc and your mom out of town on some kind of fake emergency call?
I don't know. I guess so. But it'd have to be something serious, so Mom would have to go along as his nurse.
Good. Late tomorrow afternoon, you send him on a ranch call. That'll keep him away for a few hours. We'll put his card in the window upside down.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Cash. The Lone Ranger will see the carton go into the house, and we'll be there to shoot him.
No. No, we can't do that.
And why not?
What about Tonto?
Yeah, well, if he's there, we'll shoot him too.
But if the Lone Ranger's killed in the house, I'll get the blame.
Blame for what? Who knows he's a Lone Ranger? Stick to your story that he's one of the bank robbers. Say he come to kill you so you couldn't identify him.
Yeah. You say you had to shoot him in self-defense. You say you shot him with your left hand. You'll be a hero around town.
No,
Now what is the matter?
I don't like that idea.
Yeah, you're a yeller.
I went through with my part of the holdup, and I didn't get a cent out of it.
You got plenty out of it. Scar and I tore up your IOUs at our gambling place.
That's the only reason I went with you on that bank job. Now you want me to get mixed up in murder. I was a fool to gamble in the first place.
Yeah, well, it's a little too late to think about that now.
You heard our plans.
Yes, but I won't go along with...
Hey, why you lily-livered milk stop? Take that.
Ugh!
Here's some more.
Stop! Stop slapping my face!
That's just the beginning, unless you stick with us.
You murdering...
Hey, how about it, Doyle? You with us? Or you need some more persuading?
No, I'll stick. Just don't hit me again.
Now you're being smart. Don't you forget about our plan.
Yeah, we'll be watching. We're gonna be watching for your folk to leave town tomorrow afternoon.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll get another slug. And this time, it won't be silver. It'll be in your hand instead of your arm.
I know.
Now, go on home. We'll see you tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Lone Ranger and Tonto had followed David to the hideout in the hills. Hearing the dogs when he entered the cabin, they withdrew to a point where they could watch the building from behind some brushwood bordering the moonlight trail. Presently, they saw the cabin door swing open, and a moment later, a man with his arm in a sling was riding towards them.
Rein in. You're covered.
Whoa!
Get your good arm up.
The masked man! Don't shoot me!
Sit still in the saddle and keep your voice down.
I'm not armed. Why did you stop me?
We have a lot to talk about, but not here.
Where are you taking me?
Deeper into the hills. Lead his horse, Tonto, and I'll ride behind him. Now let's go.
After about a mile of riding, the Lone Ranger and Tonto halted with their frightened captive in a moonlight-flooded valley.
What are you going to do with me?
Well, that depends on how truthfully you answer our questions. What's your name?
I'm David Doyle.
The doctor's son?
I'm an adopted son. He adopted me when I was a baby.
Did he take a silver bullet out of your arm?
Yes, he did.
Do you know who I am?
Yes. You're the Lone Ranger. I heard you talking to Dad.
Then you know I'm the man who shot you. And I know you're one of the men who robbed the Bartonville Bank.
Why you rob bank?
I wish to heaven I'd never done it. But now I'm in deeper than ever. Those crooks will kill me unless I
Unless you what?
help them murder you. What can I do? Is there any way out?
Dave, you better pull yourself together and tell us everything you know.
Dave was glad to unload his burden of guilt. He told about the robbery and the way he lied to his foster father. Then he revealed the outlaw's plan to murder the Lone Ranger. When he finished, he sighed with relief and said,
Now you know everything.
Dave, you've been weak, but you might be able to redeem yourself.
I'll do anything you say.
Would you fight on my side?
Yes, I would.
Then we'll make some plans of our own. Tell me this. Is there a hayloft in your stable where Tonto and I might hide?
Yes, and there's a shed nearby for your horses.
Good. We'll go there tonight.
What do you want me to do?
Return home and go to bed. Tomorrow, do just as you agreed. After that, Tonto and I will handle the situation.
late the following afternoon, when Dr. Doyle returned from several calls in town and halted his horse and buggy, he saw Dave waiting at the door of the stable.
Hi there, Dave.
Hello, Dad. I got a message from Jeb Pierce. Sounds like they had a bad accident out at his place. Something fell on 2 or 3 of his ranch hands and really smashed them up.
Tarnation. Sounds bad, all right. Jeb wouldn't ask me to go all the way to his ranch for anything trivial. Suspect I might need your mother's help, she being a nurse and all. Go get her, Dave, while I get this buggy turned around.
He'll probably be gone about 3 hours.
Yes, at least that. Now go get your mother. We gotta move fast.
After his parents had left, Dave went to the stable and went inside. As he closed the door, he called to the Lone Ranger and Tonto, who had been in the loft since the previous night.
They're gone. My folks have gone.
Good. Then we'll meet you in the office, Dave.
Without waiting for the masked man and the Indian, Dave hurried through a door that opened from the stable directly into the doctor's office.
Are we alone in the house, Dave?
Yes.
Then let's prepare for the showdown.
At that moment, Cash, Dirk, and the Caines brothers, watching from the concealment of the brushwood beyond the edge of town, saw the doctor and his wife driving past.
There goes the doc and his wife on their wild goose chase. Yep. Looks like that sissy Doyle kid did his job. Now, just as soon as it's dark, we'll go to the house.
And wait for the Lone Ranger. In the doctor's office, the Lone Ranger observed 3 doors and a side wall. He said,
I know that door leads to the stable. What about these others?
This one opens into a small closet, and the stairs to the 2nd floor behind this one.
Tonto, you wait in the closet. I'll wait on the stairs. Leave the doors open about an inch.
Be savvy.
Dave, you better sit at the desk until the crooks arrive. And don't try to double-cross us.
When the darkness had gathered, Dave lighted a lamp, and a short time later the front door was opened cautiously. Cash Hanna peered into the office with a gun in his hand.
Is the coast clear, panty waist?
Doesn't it look that way?
Seeing no one in the room but Dave, the crooks relaxed and lowered their heavy guns.
This setup looks all right to me.
Yeah, let's put that sign up in the window so the Lone Ranger will walk into the trap.
Don't bother.
He's here!
Me got you covered.
The engine!
Dave, you dirty double-crosser! I'll kill you! Ow, my arm!
Anyone else want gunplay?
Don't shoot, my hands is up. Mine, don't shoot us!
Hold fire! My arm is busted!
Now you know how a silver bullet hits.
We'll catch you for this double cross, Dave, if it's the last thing we do.
Where are you going? You'll not get anyone. Stand against that wall, all of you. Tonto, pick up their guns.
Me get him.
Meanwhile, Dr. and Mrs. Doyle had returned unexpectedly, and while in the stable heard the shots. As the outlaws sullenly backed up against the wall, the doctor, holding a heavy gun, rushed through the door.
What's going on here?
The amazed doctor halted in front of Cash.
Get out of my line of fire!
Get back, Dad!
I got him!
Cash sprang forward, wrested the gun from the doctor's grasp, and circled his throat with his left hand.
The doc is my shield. One move and I'll break his back with a bullet.
Don't shoot the doctor.
Shoot at me and you'll kill the doc.
Good work, Cash.
Now, Lone Ranger, you and the engine, drop your guns.
Don't do it. I'm not afraid to die. My life is less important than the capture of these crooks.
I said, drop the guns.
While the 4 crooks watched and waited for the masked man to obey Cash's order, Dave drew a hidden gun from his sling and fired.
Ah!
Oh no, Cash! Cash staggered back from the doctor, gasped, and fell to the floor.
That does it.
David? David, you fired that shot?
Yes, Dad. I lied to you. The masked man really is the Lone Ranger.
Stand back, Doctor. I'll cover these crooks while Tonto ties them. Dave, it's time to bring in the sheriff.
Shall I go for him?
Yes, and while you're gone, I have a few things to tell your father and mother.
When Dave was gone, the ranger explained to the doctor and his wife about their son's role in the bank robbery and the capture of the crooks. Then later, when Dave returned with the sheriff, he told his mom and dad how sorry he was.
Dad, Mom, when I get out of prison, I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to make you proud of me.
That makes us real happy, son.
It sure does, David. Seems like you learned an important lesson from the Lone Ranger and Tonto.
Dave, I've seen how the law works, and I've got a feeling that your help in capturing those crooks will go a long way to making your sentence a light one.
Kimo Sabi, horse is ready.
Tonto's waiting.
Thank you,
you.
mister.
Thank you.
Thank you.
very
Thank
much,
you.
Mr. Ranger.
I'll be expecting big things from you, Dave.
I won't let you down. Nor you, Mom and Dad. I'll make good for you. And for the Lone Ranger.
Hi-yo, Silver! Away!
Tonight's episode starred Brian Knobloch and Carlos Munguia as the Lone Ranger and Tonto. Additional voices were provided by Linda Collman and Tim Albaugh. This episode was brought to you through the generous support of Serendipity Labs. Hard Road Theater stage-at-home radio serials is available on the Hard Road Theater Facebook page, our website, www.hardroad.org, and as a podcast through your favorite podcast provider, Apple and Spotify. Thank you for joining us today. I'm your announcer, Bill Sullivan. Have a good day, and please, be safe.